open this up. Seemed quite easy. That should just... Oh, hello. Oh, no. Okay, we've run into the first problem here. This stops gameplay. Welcome back to Lowbrow, everyone. Tech cheats for beer geeks, and today I've been trawling the depths of the internet and I've got a couple of beer gadgets from around the world that are possibly going to help you beat the heat this summer and have the best lager drinking experience, crispy boys for the summertime that you could ever possibly hope for, or they could be terrible. This is the joy of Lowbrow, and I actually haven't used these before, so this is the first time I'll be putting both of these to the test. Let's get testing. So as I said, I've got a bargain beer dispenser from Aldi here, and I've got a crazy beer slushy machine all the way from Japan. Vintage beer slushy machine, no less. Let's put this one aside for now, and let's focus on the beer dispenser from my local Aldi. They bring these out every year and they kind of market them towards Father's Day as a sort of ideal gadget that you know you could buy your old man, your loved one, whoever, your husband, your son. And they always intrigue me, but I've never felt the need to buy one before. But do you know what? It was quite cheap. $24.99 from Aldi. Okay, so it looks exactly like the photograph, which is no great surprise. Very, very plasticky. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else in there. This is the first time I'm actually looking at this gadget because I thought I'd share it with you guys. But it comes apart in a couple of places here. Oh, okay. I see. So we've got a handle. I'm going to put this handle straight on. I'm presuming that, yes, that just fits in there. That was easy enough. That is where you feed that into your beer. Probably shouldn't be touching that, thinking about it. And then I've noticed this comes apart, which has got the battery compartment in it. I look like I've cheated here, but honestly I haven't. Quite easy to understand, although don't know which way the batteries go. Oh, okay, they've actually put it on the terminals. That's very German of them and very useful. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Aldi. Right, let's see if these bargain basement batteries do the business. Always hard to tell, but okay, it's making a noise. That's a good start. I can see on the top it's got two different icons. One of them is like a beer drop or a water drop, and the other one, it looks foamy, which, to be honest, that looks quite promising. I like the idea that you could potentially control the foam of your crispy boy. And at this point, I think it's time for a beer. And in all honesty, it seemed quite rude to me not to be drinking German Helles out of this German, not German made necessarily, but German marketed beer machine. So I popped down to my local friendly neighborhood bottle shop and picked up my favourite, Johnny's favourite, and a bit of a wild card, and I'm going to put them all through this machine. This thing markets itself as more of a can machine, but it does say you can put bottles in there as well. So I think I'm really going to put it to the test first of all, and I'm going to see how it gets on with the old Augustiner Hell. Obviously I'm using my Hermetus. Go and watch our video on bottle openers to find out why Hermetus bottle opener is so amazing. Right, here we go. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. Open this up. Seemed quite easy. That should just... Oh, hello. Oh, no. Okay, we've run into the first problem here. This stops gameplay. This is it's probably made in China, to be honest, but it's marketed by the Germans for drinking lager over summertime. Father's Day, you know, you want to drink some quality German lager, and I can't fit the bloody bottle in there. That is incredibly disappointing, guys. Wow, sad times indeed for for the first experience of the beer dispenser from Aldi. I'm a bit shocked that it doesn't fit a pretty standard German bottle of beer. So I've had to plunder a more svelte, waistlined Japanese beer, which was going to be for the beer slushy machine, but I'm having to use a Sapporo to just see if the bugger fits. So round 2, let's see how we get on. Will it fit? Right, we're opening the breech again. Good start, I think. That is not working. What's going on? That is okay. So it doesn't like tall beers, guys. This is kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Wow. Okay. This is absolutely unprecedented, guys. My counter here is starting to look like a bit of a beer graveyard, trying to find a beer that will fit inside the bloody machine, right? So I've consulted, it's probably my fault to a certain extent, I've consulted the box, which is the first place to start, and it says for cans, 330ml, 350ml, 440ml, and 500ml, right? So they're not actually advertising it as a bottle, although they are on the website. So that's a little bit confusing to start with. I do have a 500ml Radler can here, which is obviously the maximum millage that it says it can fit. So it would be rude at this point not to test it to its, guided maximum. So let's give this a go. Has to be threaded, in a certain way. So it can fit. Okay, it fits. Right, it fits. I'm not the best at pouring beer, but let's give it a go. Let's give the beer dispenser a go and see if it's going to make me an expert barman. Okay, that pressure is quite low. It's definitely slower than pouring it from a can. Which is what I'd be doing if I didn't have this machine. But you know what? That is actually quite nice. It feels quite good. I'm lifting that a bit too high. I got a bit excited there. So that's quite good. That was obviously the flow of liquid with the water drop. I'm now gonna push it that way, and that should give me foam somehow. Let's see what it does. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. That is really milky. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that is definitely foamy. So maybe it turns out this actually kind of works if you've got the right things to use in it, the right size cans, and you just sort of avoid bottles of beer. Let's try it back to just regular liquid. You can see the difference there. That's pretty impressive. I've poured a generous size head, and you know what? I'm going to finish it off like this. Okay, that's a couple of inches of head there. That's my not being an expert barman, but when I wanted it to foam, it foamed, and when I wanted it to be lovely Radler liquid, it was lovely Radler liquid. So, I mean, you can see where my pour marks are here. Crispy boy, it's almost right on the crispy boy mark of quality there. I feel bad I'm not actually drinking a lager, it's a Radler, but it is a summer heat wave. It's incredibly refreshing to drink. Love and beer to you all, everyone. Let's give it a go. I mean, it tastes like I'm drinking a fizzy pop, which I love. Do you know what? The foam, that's holding on. That head is doing well. Quite impressed by this. This is a tough one. I kind of want to hate on it because it doesn't fit this, and it doesn't fit this, which I think, why not? I mean, this is like the standard size beer in Germany, and it doesn't fit it. So I'm annoyed at that. But I cannot deny that if you're drinking tiny little crispy boys out of little tins, it's quite fun. £25, I don't think is outrageously expensive. There's obviously beer dispensers on the market which are more like £100, £150, and they, from what I can tell, they're kind of like do the same thing. Do I think you need it? Not really. Do I think it's a fun gift to give a loved one who really enjoys drinking craft beer out of can? Yes, I do. And I think it's quite a fun experience. Who doesn't want to be a barman for the night? If you're having a barbecue, you're having a social gathering, anything at home, it's going to make you feel a little bit more like a pro when you're pouring. I also feel like it might be good for sharing. If you've got, you know, like something massive, like a big pastry stout, not that it's a pastry stout, but something in a 500ml can that's huge, and you want to share it around, then you've got full control over, you know, who's getting foam, who's getting the delicious liquid. So I don't hate it. £25, I can't really knock it too hard. And I'm giving it a solid, and I can't believe I'm saying this, because I started the video hating it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Crispy Boy rating.
Hey man, I'm just editing your first lowbrow episode, and I'm really sorry that your big German bottles didn't fit into the machine, but I was wondering, with that lovely milk flow that you can do, could you create a lovely kind of Schnit pour if you put a classic Czech Lager in there? And if you could, would that change your score?
Fantastic question, Johnny. There's only one way to find out. Let's put it to the test. Schnit's about to get real. So the obvious choice would be to put some Budvar or some Pilsner Urquell through this bad boy, but I'm going to put some Vinohradsky Pivovar 11 through. Absolutely fantastic little brewery, and they've got a really big can, which will put this to the test. So, same as ever, we feed this up into the beer dispenser, like so. Will it fit? Of course it fits. So the Schnit, pronounced Schnit, has 2 parts beer, 3 parts foam, 5 parts fun, 1 part empty space at the top of the glass. Let's see if I can do it. This won't be a true Schnit pour, but can I get something Schnit-like? Beer, 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 beer. It's looking good already, I must say. Liking that, liking that. Got a decent tight head on it already. So I'm looking for 2/5 of a glass full of beer here. And now I'm going to switch to the foam. You could hear the machine. Oh, look at that foam. That is beautiful foam, I must say. That is a lovely, lovely amount of foam coming out. Do you know what? I've poured a few Schnitz in my time. I'm by no means a great barman. But that looks decent. That tight head on there is beautiful. Really, really dense foam. It's not going anywhere, it's hanging about. It's protecting the beer below it in a pillowy, soft duvet of foam. It's fantastic what a Schnit is and what the foam does to the beer. It wraps it up. It keeps the flavour and the texture of the beer in there contained the whole way as you're drinking it down. There's only one way to find out, guys. Love and Beer from Bradders. Do you know what? That's bloody excellent. Okay, it's not truly a Schnit, but that is certainly Schnit-like. That foam is really doing what it needs to do. I'm a big fan of that. Absolutely fantastic. What can I say? This is, if anything, just doubled down. I've reassured my very, very strong Crispy Boy rating of 4 out of 5. It's a budget foam dream machine, if ever I've seen one. It's a lot of fun for the money. I can highly recommend it. Look at that foam. It speaks for itself. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And if you've enjoyed this episode of Lowbrow, come back next week as I battle my way through a British heatwave with a Japanese beer slushy machine that tests me to the very core. This has been Lowbrow, I've been Bradders, tech cheats for beer geeks, love and beer as always.